Headed out for its maiden voyage. We'll see how she works. Hopefully the girls loaded evenly and don't hit too many bumps. Well, I just got back from feeding big bales down the road and they got up here. A bunch of these were pipe that's been laying on the ground for probably 10 years. We moved it to fix some fence, and so at least it was dug out, but still been laying there since last spring. So it made it that far. She didn't ruin it, not that I see yet. So, and hey, nice day for the 6th of October. There's a orb up there somewhere. There, stare at that for a little bit. It's supposed to actually flat out dump the next 2 days. I told her to hose them out. Looks like she did. God knows how much came out of them. I don't know. I just know that there's what happens when they lay too long along a fence and cows are by them all the time. They tend to get the crud kicked out of them. Most of what's on here actually go to the neighbor's property. And, well, they've been laid out with cows since 1954, so, you know, sometimes they step on them, sometimes they don't. Anyway, like I say, she's still alive. It'll take a lot more. And look, there's the culprit. She's gonna hide. Yeah, I'll get more later. Leave it to one of the kids' old show cows. Number one's first cow she ever showed. I came out to look and see if they all made it out of this piece. I wasn't finding anything. I was actually other side of the other fence over there in the neighbor's bottom, and I heard a move from the trees. So she came out of the trees where she's heading back to now, crossed the creek down there, went around below the barn, went over this end of the feed barn, decided to come this way. The rest of the cows are, yeah, over there where you can't see. They're all out in the horse pasture. I'm gonna guess she's the only one over here. She's gonna be stupid and be stubborn, walking through the worst place she could walk through. And number one had to leave for the day already. I think she's coming back to help feed tonight, but I'm gonna give her a bad time about that. And this is, yeah, it's Thursday, I guess. Day just ain't going the way I had planned. I haven't really got anything done. I got a video up earlier, but other than that, I haven't got anything done. Was going to get fencing materials today, but I think they're still working on their inventory in there, which is a pain in the butt because you really can't do anything when they're doing that. She's hiding right behind that bush, right in the middle. So I'll wait till tomorrow. They better be done with the inventory, then we can actually get something out of there without a bunch of BS and spending twice as long. And we got to get calves run for their second shots, because they get their second shots, their boosters, between 4 and 6 weeks after the first one. And this weekend is week number 5 because we didn't get it last week. So tomorrow's going to be kind of busy. In the meantime, she's going to go down there and she's going to get to the bridge and be between the bridge and the fence and the creek and still not get anywhere. And I'm going to leave her there. She's a big enough of a pig that she'll show up to eat. They've been getting grain every night. Whether the others come up or not, I don't know, but she'll show up to eat. So now I got to hope there's no more out here. I planned on shutting the gate, but, you know, yay me. I'll get more later. Hey, it's still Thursday. And looky here. I brought this thing in. It never had a jack on it originally. And I didn't have one to put on it when I re-combuberated it. So, Hobo Freight. I think the coupon expires today. Went in the other day and grabbed 3 of those. They're 2,000 pound. What was it? Hallmaster. There's the box. But it's about the only one they got that's a nubbin mount. I'd rather have that than the swing or one of those other funky ones. So it's going to go on here so I can unhook this again since we had to move it. I just got to put it on a plate and then put the plate on there, and I debated on how to do it. I'm going to stick it here first, then weld it onto the trailer. Nice that they galvanized the nub in there, so you got to get all the galvy off before you can do anything with it. Oh, just thought I'd show you. My day just keeps changing. Every time I blink, something different. So I'll probably show you when it's done on here, because I don't have my deal to hold my phone to show any welding, and I really don't see a good spot to set it up to try. So we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, it's on there. Only took a couple minutes. See if I can get my finger in the shot here. And see if I can see what I'm doing. Look at that. That ought to work fine. Not that I want to unhook it here, but may as well run the jack down at least a little bit. Hey, there. Yep. Works for me. And I don't remember if something was said to me or not. By the way, it finally got turned on. It just kicked on. It's warmed up pretty good, but not enough apparently. I'll open this to unhook the battery cable. I don't like welding on stuff with the cable hooked up. Either unhook it there or take the hot wire off the alternator. And this one I took it off here, it's easier. There's supposed to be a bolt in there. I vaguely remember maybe Mom saying something about the bolt falling out, and she couldn't find it, and whatever else. Let's see if you can see down there. Oh, come on. Hey, look right there. There's a bolt laying there. And it's a little shoulder bolt, the one that goes there. So, I don't see a washer anywhere. Pretty sure it's long gone. Or a nut. So I need to find a washer and a nut and fix that while it's sitting here. And I don't know whatever happened on this thing. They don't leave a whole lot of clearance. So if you notice, the top of the cap has little black marks on it. That's because the hood does too. It's just enough to rub it. Not much I can do about it. I mean, the fuel tank can't really go any lower, and the rest of it's as solid as it ever was, so I have no clue. It's done that for probably the last 5 or 6 years. You know, she's an old girl. We'll give her a little excuse. You don't hear a rattle. It doesn't make any noise, so it's just there. But in the meantime, I'll get that fixed. Then I can get this thing out of here. Then I can go back and play in the sunshine and shut the doors and save a little fuel. We got 2 fuel tanks on the other side of the wall. One's an old 80-gallon, was an 80-gallon oil reservoir off of a feed truck, and the other's a 50-gallon fuel tank off a reefer trailer. They're piggybacked. The 50-gallon is my reserve, and I just dumped it yesterday. So, and I think number 1 topped them off first of the month. So we've gone through 80 gallons and really haven't even been in the shop. But, you know, it's expensive. But if it stays dry in here and I don't have to spend 2 hours cleaning that thing up in order to use it, or spending a half an hour cleaning one of those things up to use it, it's well worth it. And probably cheaper than when we used to burn wood in here. When we used to burn wood in here, the rack literally went from where this drill press is setting, the upright part of it, over to about the middle of the furnace. And with a big double barrel stove wedged in a corner. And we would go through that whole rack. We'd stack it up at least as high as the stove is, and we could go through that whole rack in less than 2 days. And that wasn't burning at night. I was just keeping it warm in the day. But since we've insulated and some, we closed that upstairs, which, you know, that much less to heat. But the doors are still an issue. There's no insulation, and the bottom of the doors are shot. Not something to do as a winter project, but I gotta take them down and rebuild them at some point. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Got to have time. Only time is when it's raining. But I can drop the tarp and cover part of the hole, take one door down at a time. We'll see. Just something for later. Maybe I'll just fight it till I give up and move. Who knows? But there we are. Get Grandma's tractor fixed and unhook the trailer, put it back to bed. It don't need to sit outside tonight. I'll get you some more. Catch me later. I have to laugh. I don't know if we can see that on the... Let me see. Dogs are coming up. Yep. Number one. And her first cow she ever showed. The spoiled M&M cow. She just did almost the same thing I did. She came back across the creek. She was over here down in the bottom right below the barn. So actually when number one went out there on the bike, she was dead center of the screen right here. Went down toward the bridge, followed the creek around. Then the boys got in the way, red and blue, were trying to help. It's a good thing she took a halter down with her. She finally caught her. She ended up, there's an old creek bed right here below us, and it tees into the creek there at the base of the hill. And that's where she finally got her to stop. So, I don't know, stubborn old cow. I gotta laugh. I told her, I talked to her on the phone earlier, I said, she says, well, go open the gate there at the bridge and let her out. I said, I already had her down there by that gate once till she went around the other way and crossed the creek and went through the brush. I said, to hell with it, I ain't messing with her. So, yeah, she had to go to town and do something. So when she got back, she's done feeding. And this old cow, she's never the last one to feed. And the rest of them are still out there. See a few of them there. So, cows ain't getting any grain tonight. They got new to them pasture. They'll be happy for tonight. But in the meantime, like I say, one of the biggest pigs on the place. You open a grain bin or you grab a can of grain and rattle it, and she crawls right into your pocket trying to get to it. So I just thought I'd show you this tidbit since I showed her when she ran away from me. And believe it or not, she was a damn good show cow. Maybe she don't like the fumes from the exhaust. I don't know. In the meantime, I gotta wait a minute because I'm going that way with lot scrapings. And she's gonna be in my way. Or I might not wait at all. I might just get back to it. These lot scrapings are, maybe about a third manure and about a third dirt and about a third rock because it's all just a rock lot. As they walk on it, it's better when it's dry. It doesn't get near as much, but as they walk on it, especially when it's wet out and it gets deep, believe it or not, rocks float up into it. You'll see rocks laying right on top and the muck can be a foot deep. But I'm getting this done while it's dry. I'll have to do a quickie before we start hauling manure out of the barn, but the less of that stuff that's on the ground while we're hauling manure, the better it is getting around and don't make near the mess. But, yeah, here's how you get the old stubborn cows in. And she's obviously not leading real easy because the front of that bike's coming off the ground. I think she's about to get off that bike and do some butt whooping. I don't know. Maybe she'll lead one-on-one. I don't know. Blue, get out of there. Get the dog out of the way. At least they listen, sort of. Listen better than that cow's listening. Yeah, that was her number one showmanship critter for a lot of years. She don't want nothing to do with it today. Oh, well. Yeah, you've probably seen enough of this. 4 minutes of this is enough. He gave you something to laugh about anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll get a little more on here later.